All right. How y'all doing? What's going on? Oh, thank you, Carmel. I miss you too, boo. Come on, DJ. All right, I want to let you guys know the phone lines are already open. So if you guys want to get on this topic, feel free to go in, okay? Let's get these likes up, y'all. It's so sad I got to keep on liking and begging y'all to like these videos. Where my people at for real? Do y'all like button working or what's up? What's going on, Lisa Wilson? Hey, Miss Bonnie. Hey, Carla. Hey, Kaban. How y'all doing? What's going on? What up, Lola Rose? What up, D Dot? Girl, T.S. Madison and Jess Hilarious. Can we just make it all go away? Oh my goodness. Hey, Trey. All right, let's get these likes up. Come on now. So today I will be reading comments over in all the other lands. Don't you know, the Hollywood Unlocked, the Shade Room. I don't know which I'm going to pick, but I'm going to read the comments. So I just want to brace yourself. The comments is going to be very controversial. The comments are going to be very probably homophobic, transphobic. It's going to be a whole bunch of things. But, you know, if y'all don't call in, I ain't going to have no choice but to dive in and to reply to all of, not all of, but some of them. Hey, Tori, what's going on? So you guys ready to get started with this? So it looks like Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison are at it again. All right. Now, they are saying that last year, that's what tipped it off. Okay. However, I thought they had a conversation last year and I thought they squashed it all and everything was fine. I thought it was really, really quiet between the two. Well, things started to get back up. Well, let me tell you what started it all. Why did it start to get back up? Well, you guys know Jess Hilarious is on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne, okay? So it's been this girl, she's a TikTok girl. She comes out and she talks about how her husband did her wrong and she ain't know who she married and all this and all that. Everybody's been talking about it. Jess Hilarious and Charlamagne, they have a radio show where they invite everybody to come with them to have these discussions. So they had that girl, that TikTok girl on their show, okay? And the TikTok girl, she's a heavy girl. She's a plus size girl. So Charlamagne, he says to the TikTok girl that big girls are depressed. Big girls are desperate. And this is why you big girls go through this. All the signs were there, but big girls don't want to see that. That's what makes big girls different from the regular girls, is that big girls, they're so thirsty for a man, they excuse all the red flags, okay? And he said that's what makes big girls different from everybody else, which was a very offensive to big girls. Look, Krishan Rock, she ain't no big girl, and she in the same boat, okay? But T.S. Madison heard it, and she's a big girl, so she was offended, and she was standing up for big women. So she made a comment toward Charlamagne. So at this point, it's Charlamagne versus T.S. Madison. It has nothing to do with Jess Hilarious. Okay, it's just Charlamagne and T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison pointed out Charlamagne for calling the girls big back, and she said to him, well, she didn't talk to him, but she was talking to her folks. So are we I can't pronounce. Are we caving faces? Are we carving faces? Something about caving or carving faces, okay? And she said, are we gonna cave Charlemagne face in? Are we gonna carve Charlemagne face in? It was cave carve. It was something to that degree. When she said that, nobody cared. However, Jess Hilarious, she picked up on it, and then she sirened the alarm. She rang the alarm. She said, everybody got to see what T.S. Madison said about Charlemagne the God. Oh, God. I'm tired of these transgenders. They say what they want to say. Why did she say this horrible shit about Charlemagne the God? Charlemagne, did you hear what T.S. Madison said about you? That's what she said on Breakfast Club. Charlemagne like, nah, what she say? It was a joke. She said, it wasn't no joke. She wasn't joking. She was trying to comfort you. But if it was anybody else saying that about a transgender, you know, everything will be fine. But she could get to say anything she wants to. The shit is not fair. All right? So she did like a whole fit on the Breakfast Club, right? So while she's doing this whole fit on the Breakfast Club, Charlemagne, he like, what the fuck? He like, nah, she was just joking. She was just playing. And then she says, well, you know, if you said that T.S. Madison, that's not nice. And he was so cool about it. He was so relaxed about it. And he didn't take it on mind. He didn't see T.S. Madison as a threat. But Jess Hilarious, she kept reeling it in. So with that, T.S. Madison was offended by Jess Hilarious, and she felt that Jess Hilarious was trying to incite something to be bigger than it really was. And she felt Jess Hilarious was trying to ring the alarm to say, look, T.S. Madison, she's out here. She want to cave Charlemagne face in. A black man, protect our black men against these transgenders. They want to cave their face in. They want to do horrible things to these men, as if the man can't protect himself. But T.S. Madison said that she took, I guess, that phrase out of context. It means to read. You know how in the gay world they have a lot of lingo, languages, and somebody explained to me the other day, it was talking about reading, like, I'm going to read you down, I'm going to read you and carve your face in with these reads. However, just hilarious, maybe she was ignorant to that, and she took it and ran with it. So with that being said, T.S. Madison has some words for her, and in the talking points of T.S. Madison, she was referring to her as a he, okay? And she also brought up Jess Hilarious' ex-boyfriend that was messing around with other men, allegedly. And T.S. Madison feel like Jess Hilarious have misplaced anger issues. That the reason why she's mad towards T.S. Madison is possibly because Jess Hilarious is upset and devastated that her boyfriend in the past was cheating on her with a man, okay? And that right there, that will cause anybody to be upset. So T.S. Madison feel like it's possible misplaced anger, all right? So she did bring up that. So Jess Hilarious, she responded, all right? And she has some things she needed to say about it, and I'm going to play it. Make sure y'all like this video. Can we get the likes up? Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's go.
T.S. she decided to address me on Fact Talk. Yeah, that's the name of the show. It's the name of the show. Yeah, it's called Fact Talk. They look like Batman and Robin.
I don't like that name. I don't like the name.
Talking, running your mouth. Y'all can refer to her page if y'all would like to go hear what she said. I dare not play that on this radio here.
They were upset with the big back comments that Charlemagne made.
Upset about the big back comments.
Nobody's really upset about the big back comments.
No, but she was more so upset that I didn't like the fact that she insinuated like an attack.
That she was gonna.
Are we going to cave his face in? Yes. Let me know. Because if you or even I were to say that to her, it would be a crime. That's true. Know, on and offline. If the shoe fits, wear it. That's the same. But you took the shoe, you stuffed your fat ass foot in it, and toes couldn't breathe. So in other words, you reached.
So what do we do to smooth this over, Jess?
Excuse me? She's a confused pig in a blanket. I never misgendered you, but you decided to do that. She, T.S. Madison, she decided to.
The gender thing even coming up? I thought this was about Big Bang.
Listen, that's what I thought it was about that too. But she started talking about my exes. What that got to do with your back?
I'm confused how the big back conversation got into all of this.
Yeah, because she used this situation to say things that she been wanted to say to me. From the first time when she jumped out there online and she was made to look like a fool. How dare you say he hilarious? You got all this big nigga energy. You would know that better than I would know that because you live it every day. So that's not what we're going to do here, okay?
No.
You live it every day, and that energy will never be ladylike. So don't play with me. I keep telling y'all don't have to keep my name out your mouth, but y'all will not play with me. Watch it. And Kaya would be so disappointed in you. You done took so many reading lessons, and you still ain't even talking about you read. Write it over, because that did not work. Transsexual Madison, do not call nobody else to try to get me on the phone to hash things out after you see that this ain't going your way.
Gender thing even coming up? I thought it
did not have to be up like this, not have to end up like this. Don't call Jason Lee, because that's not my friend. Do not call Mona. Don't call me white girl. That's not my friend either. Don't call nobody who we mutually know to try to talk to me after this, because it's done. Stop calling me your sister. You are not my sister. You're not even my brother. Let's stop. Not have to be up like this, not have.
All right, so that is what Jess Hilarious said. What did you guys think about Jess Hilarious' response to it all? Press 1 if you feel like it was appropriate. Press 5 if you feel like it was inappropriate. With Jess Hilarious, it definitely felt like she was hurt by it. Again, don't they have each other numbers? Couldn't they just call each other and worked it out? I guess they could not. So Jess Hilarious, people are picking out that she told T.S. Madison, "You're not even my brother." A lot of people laughed at that. They thought that was funny. They felt that she came and read Madison in a nice, quiet, subtle way. It wasn't loud. It wasn't aggressive. But I will replay the back story of it all.
From two different areas.
Okay, so I cannot play this part because T.S. Madison, she does a lot of cussing in it. And yeah. But I can let you play the visual. All right, so there it is. T.S. Madison, she's upset about it as well. So it looked like she's very upset about it. And I guess you have to take everything that happened in the past. And it's a lot of tension. It's a lot. But Jess Hilarious says she's done with it. She's done with this whole situation, and there ain't no going back. So it is another part in here. Here we go. I was looking for this.
T.S. Madison, a self-proclaimed big backer, she publicly checked in on the rest of the Big Back Brigade to see how she should respond. And she said, #big back people, including me. Y'all letting Charlamagne get away with that? Or are we caving his face in? Let me know.
Whoa.
Yep, there was no LOL, there was no emoji, there was no nothing. First of all, why am I even talking to you? How you just include yourself into that? Now, if you were to say that to her, then what would happen?
Oh, they'd be calling for my head on social
What?
media.
I'm talking about social media
Not
in the
only that,
streets.
in the streets.
Everywhere.
They'll ask for you to be canceled, suspended, and all that.
It's like, what are we even talking about?
Well, let the record show, I didn't even know the young lady had a big back. Okay, I just said it sounded like big back behavior. And I know big back belief when I hear it.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Well,
So I don't know why the big back brigade was upset at me.
Well, I don't know how somebody just include themselves in it. Like, why are we?
All right, so we got a caller calling from 571. You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about it?
Hey, so thank you for accepting my call. I just want to say that I don't think Jess Hilarious was wrong for this. Just like T.S. Madison always has something to say about everyone, I think Jess Hilarious has the right to say, what she feels because she had beef with T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison initially inserted herself in an issue that Jess had with, transgender women saying that they have periods as well, and Jess was bringing up a subject that she felt that was, sacred to cis women, and she was speaking on it, and T.S. Madison inserted herself, started throwing subliminals and all this kind of stuff, and the beef really went on. But, I mean, to think about it, T.S. Madison shows thrive on it. The highest, views that she ever had was with Kaya, and they were saying stuff about, Trina having to douche, and Lil Wayne's baby mama, I think her name is Toya. They was going in on all these people, and T.S. Madison had no issue with it. She got paid for doing that kind of stuff. So why is it different when Jess Hilarious calls her out on something? And to be honest with you, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was an issue. And then saying that you would cave somebody's face in, that is a threat. If you didn't want it to be a threat, you could have said, hey, we could have stormed somebody's comment. We could have, I don't know, she could have said anything else. But if that's in a police report or something like that, that will be taken as a threat. So I just find it's crazy how they twist this scenario for T.S. Madison, but holds Jess Hilarious to the fire every single time.
Got it. Now let's talk about, I guess, the cave in the face, because that's what that hurt it. I guess Jess Hilarious, she felt like she needed to protect a black man, because the cave in the face was not towards any woman. It was towards a black man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
So,
what's wrong with that? Because T.S. Madison
hold on, I'm
believes that
not
she's an
done.
advocate.
I wasn't done.
Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, cave in the face, she said something to the degree, if so are we caving his face in? And the reason why she said, are we caving his face in, or what? In her intention, it meant to read. Are we going to read him? You know how a lot of blogs say, oh, she dragged him, right? But if you did not know that language, you would actually think that's violent. That does sound violent. I'm going to drag you. If you were to tell me you was going to drag me and I didn't know the context, I would call the cops, because that sounds violent. That sounds like you're going to drag me by my hair. You're going to drag me by my neck. You're going to drag me. That's violent. But when people say it, because we know the context of it, we know that means that they probably talking shit, So T.S. Madison, her intention was not to have any physical harm. So I think education is very important when it comes to behind the context. Now, Jess Hilarious, she was ignorant to that, and she took it and she ran with it. And how did that happen? How did the cave in the face in started? It started with Charlemagne Big Bags, because this is how it all went down, right? He said that big backs are desperate, and that is why big back people get played. Do you find that to be offensive or discriminatory towards big backs?
Yeah, definitely, but they're not new to making those kind of comments. And neither is T.S. Madison, but you always hear T.S. Madison speak on these subjects as she self-proclaims herself to be an advocate for the trans community, the gay community, and the cis women, but yet and still throughout her entire, her show or whatnot, she sits in a chair and she drags all those people on her show.
So for you, is it more T.S. Madison versus what actually happened? Like if you take T.S. Madison out of it and you're just role playing with two individuals, but still keeping the situation. So is it more personal for you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
To me, I don't think it's personal at all. But again, like I just want to say, she calls herself an advocate, but everybody that she has supposedly advocated
and I
for,
think that's why I asked, was it personal? Because you bring up the advocate. I guess you do you expect more out of her because you see her as an
Oh yeah, yeah.
advocate? So you have
I
these
don't see her as
high.
an advocate.
You
She
said
says she
she's an
is,
advocate.
but I do expect more. I do expect more. I don't expect somebody just to go on a YouTube channel and say, "Oh, I advocate for cis women," or "I advocate for the transgender community," and just speak about it, bring up a topic on your platform and play a video, but there's no work behind it. Like if Martin Luther King was fighting for our rights and stuff like that, if he just wrote a letter to Congress or the Senate and not went out and protest or whatnot, we wouldn't be where we are right now. TS is not doing anything but getting clout off of these people and proclaiming to be an advocate of these communities to get attention.
The conversation is shifting, and it's not have nothing to do with big backs now. Now we're talking about T.S. Madison measuring up to be an advocate for your expectations. So that's something, that's a whole different topic within itself. That's measuring, is T.S. Madison, do she measure up to be an advocate? Like I don't know where we're going, but can we go back to the big backs?
Yeah, we can.
And,
Yeah.
I know big backs. Sometimes people can see that as offensive, but it looks like, people are saying it and they're keeping it going on. So basically, this man says that a group of people, they're not going to be loved and they get played because they so big. And this is a big problem for the big backs because nobody else get played like this but the big back, which is a false statement. It was a false statement. T.S. Madison felt some type of way. She is a big back girl, as she should. She has every right to clap back. And when she said, so are we caving his face in? Are we going to drag him or what? Are we dragging his ass? But if you didn't know what drag meant in that context, you're going to take it and run with it. Well, if I said I drag him, we would have got messed up. It could, all this shit is really prevented. It could have been prevented. But with the idea, she did not know. Shit, a lot of us did not know what that meant. So when she took it, I can get when you take it out that context where, oh my God, that sounds scary. I'm gonna, what is it, carve, some shit like that, carving your face in. So T.S. Madison responds and she said that was not her intention, and she did apologize. She apologized to Charlemagne for saying that. She took accountability and she apologized.
Well, that's good for her to apologize, to give them an apology for it. But I don't think the comment was, it was bad, but T.S. Madison has done worse. So
right,
that's just
but
my take on it,
right, but you're talking about T.S. Madison past and all these other things. That's why I said, well, is it personal? Because we're just talking about these situations. Like Jess Hilarious, people may say stuff about her, but I don't know shit about her because I don't be following. I don't watch shit about her, so I'll be so lost.
Yeah. This is what I see. I'm just looking at the situation as itself. No, I believe, like I said, the Breakfast Club, this is nothing new to them. And it's nothing new to T.S. Madison to be saying these kind of things. But if you say something, you have to, if you don't know your audience like that, you have to put yourself in their shoes and see how they will perceive what you're saying. Anybody from the outside, they would think it's a threat.
Well, can I say something about that? It's like, and I'm going to compare the black community within itself. They have its own lingo, correct?
That's correct.
So if a Caucasian person or Asian person took what a black person said and said it was threatening, but in black people lingo it's not, do that Asian and that white person have every right to file a police report, even though they took it out of context?
Yeah, because how do you expect them to know what your lingo is?
Okay.
Your vernacular is in that community.
Okay, because a lot of black people will say, no, that's not right. They want us to conform to the whites and, ain't nobody going to bother you and all this other stuff. Okay, well, that's interesting. You know, everybody has their point of view. Okay. Do you think that people should stop saying dragging when it comes to commentary? Like you see a lot of titles, oh, this person dragged her and all that. Do you think those words are too described? It could be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, definitely. I think you should know who your like your audience is, or the person who you're directing that to, for them to actually receive what you're saying. Because if it's somebody who I think that, okay, if I say this to them and they're going to perceive it in some kind of way, and the message is not getting through to them, what good is it? It's, you just use some lesser term, like instead of saying we're going to drag you or carve your face in or cave your face in, just say we're going to read you. That's not violent. Reading somebody is not violent. Or we're going to, go in, like we're going to talk bad about you, something like that. There's many ways to say it.
So do you think that the whole black community is kind of violent towards each other when they talking and all that? Because that would cause for everybody. And I think it would be a great thing if everybody would simmer down and bring more love and stop being so violent with their words when they're talking back and when they're doing slick comments. Because Jess Hilarious herself would say, I would drag you. And I'm sure if everybody knew about the carving face, you have people start saying that. I mean, that's how trends start. But T.S. Madison, she did say it on her platform. And like I said, she did apologize for it. She did not go on Jess Hilarious platform or Charlemagne. But she did realize that her comment was taken out of context. And she did accept responsibility and she apologized for that. So... yeah.
Well, I guess this is like a lesson learned, and next time she used, I'm going to carve your head in or carve your face.
Because Charlemagne did not take it serious. Nobody took it serious. And people felt that Jess Hilarious, she took it and she was trying to make something bigger than it. She was trying to say for instance, if you said, oh, I'm going to drag Michael, right? But you're talking about you're going to read him, right? So we're in a school auditorium and I get on the podium and I said, 571, he is a dangerous person to us all. He threatened Michael. He said he's going to drag him. And I don't think he should be up here. So you see how I took it and I changed it like you were really going to do harm to him, but you were saying it and just you were going to talk shit about him.
Yeah.
So
when
you know that a lot of people don't like you anyway, so it would just incite more people to have a reason to don't like your ass or to do some violent towards you or whatever, So it's different perspective to see it.
You said Charlemagne didn't take any issue to it, but he did say that if the heterosexual community used that kind of terms, right, that they would get in trouble for it. Like if he said that he was going to drag somebody from. So I'm not sure. That to me, I thought he did take issue with it. He just didn't want to elaborate on it because then he'll put himself in some kind of trouble. And so I think he was just kind of distancing himself from it, that conversation.
Oh, you think he was scared?
Going into it.
You think he was scared?
I don't think he was scared. I don't think he wanted any problems with the LGBT community, and so he was just like,
That's not the Charlemagne that I know. That's not the Charlemagne I know. Charlemagne always, Charlemagne, Charlemagne. When we were talking about that, he didn't take it offensive. He took it as joking. But Jess Hilarious, she kept on pressing the issue. Like, no, I ain't see no LOLs. No, she was more offended than he was. So he was, if it is real, that's not cool, And Maddie, she made the apology and all that. But Charlemagne, with the thing with, if a straight person would have said it, straight people say a lot of shit. They say worse shit than that, and nothing happens.
Yeah, but if they have a platform, they're going to get canceled or whatnot. So yeah, I
Well,
do agree
what
that
that's
trolling,
with
like they're
that's
saying in the
with
comments.
anybody.
So
That's with anybody. If you have a platform, you're not on your own platform, right? You're working for a company, and they have policies, and they have policy measures against groups of people. If you were white and you worked at the Breakfast Club, I don't think you can say certain things about black people. They're not going to tolerate it, right?
that is correct.
But they
Yeah,
may say the black person could say something in the comments about that white person,
yeah,
but
and people have policies on that. Yeah, but we've seen it when it gets publicized, or somebody has some kind of evidence, and they take it to their boss and like, hey, this person said something about me.
just you talking
Yeah,
about like the
definitely. There
N
should be
word,
some kind of
like the N word. You
yeah.
know how a white person
But
could say the N word and then they get fired and canceled, and that's why people want to cancel culture.
Yeah, but I mean, I felt like he was just trying to protect himself and not just go into that area. He didn't want to deal with the LGBT community, and so he just like it wasn't cool that they can say it, but we can't say it to them. So, and I think he was just trying to dismiss it,
But they can say
but
it.
it's not right on his
Straight
part.
people say it all the time.
Okay, but he chose not to do it this time.
No, I'm just saying people can say it. Any straight person that identifies straight, they can say anything about a gay or a trans person, and ain't shit gonna happen. They just got finished trashing Shannon Sharp. So many people called him gay and this degraded him and emasculated him. Ain't nothing happened.
Yeah, he still got more clout. People still watching his shows and whatnot.
But at the
I
end of
mean,
the day, nothing
that's
happened
on a
to
different
those.
topic.
Nothing happened to those celebrities. Dave
Yeah, but
Chappelle make jokes about transgenders. Nothing happening to him.
well,
He
no,
get
no, no. Shannon Sharp said that he had a lot of backlash. He got a lot of backlash for talking about people and stuff like that. But they have a really strong community behind them
when
that
did Shannon
support them.
Sharp get back? I'm confused because Shannon Sharp was a victim. He got
So Shannon Sharp
backlash
was saying stuff
for
about celebrities.
no,
Like he was saying stuff about
no.
celebrities. People was talking about his platform, like
No,
having
straight
Cat Williams on his platform.
Corey Holcomb, Mike Epps, Eddie Griffin was talking about his sexuality in a negative light. They emasculated him. They made propositions that, he's like that. So nobody is counseling them. Nobody, ain't
Well,
nobody
they
saying
tried to,
shit.
and they just wasn't canceled.
Ain't nobody tried to.
Okay.
Corey can say whatever he want to say. Shit, ain't nobody gonna cancel Corey. He done disrespected and degraded black women, gay people, trans. No.
Well,
If you have a
when the
company,
LGBT community
if
speaks
you
up
have
about it,
if you
I'm
have a
sure that
company and your company have rules, you have to follow your rules. But people are talking about people every single day. But companies have rules. Every company have different rules. And you can't be a rule breaker. If you have a company and they say, well, you can't say this against white people or Asian people or this or that, just like YouTube. Do you know YouTube have rules, right? I can't say everything I want to say on YouTube. I have to follow the rules. Now, on different platforms, maybe you can say it, maybe you can't. I don't know. But everybody has rules.
Yeah. So, I mean, some people get lucky and nothing happens to them, and then some people get canceled. It's just a way of life. But again, what you say is what people are going to perceive. You got to know your audience. And I don't think the big back comment was really that bad.
It wasn't bad for who?
That one.
But who wasn't it bad for?
For anybody, because you had just like you saying that heterosexual people have said stuff about other heterosexual people being gay, like trying to, take away their manhood and all that kind of stuff. You had Monique up here talking about skinny people, and you know, in her comedy skits, you have a lot of people talking about, you know, like a lot of TikTokers
And you don't
YouTubers
think you don't
all
think
this
that
kind of
hurt?
stuff about-
You don't think that hurt people?
But they still have their audience. Like I said, people are going to get away with it if they have people. Who
And
actually
is
back
that
them up.
good?
And don't hold them accountable.
Is that
And
good?
don't hold them
Do we
accountable.
want to protect those classes, big plus size people and skinny people? Do we want to prevent people from Monique and different people like Charlamagne to come against those people? Do we want to protect those groups of people?
I don't want to protect anybody who's saying anything negative about, you know, fat or skinny people. It is what it is at the end of the day. They're going to say what they're going to say, you know, until they're held accountable.
But do you
yeah,
want to hold
I
them
just think, yeah, I don't
accountable
think we're
for saying, talking shit about big people, discriminate against big people, fat shaming they call it? Do you want to protect that? Just like Lizzo, they drag Lizzo. They want Lizzo to get out the limelight because she's a plus size girl. They don't want her to have a seat at the table because she's a plus size girl.
I don't think they wanted Lizzo to be out the limelight because she was plus size. I think it's because she was going everywhere with her butt out and everything like that, and then some of her clothing choices, it wasn't looking right.
No, you have people do interviews because she made it at the cover. They don't want that. They want a certain look to be at the cover, the forefront. And if you don't measure up, they want to take you out.
Yeah, well, that's not right. Lizzo deserves, if she has talent, she deserves to be there. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's just my take on it, you know. There's so many branches that come down from this, you know, LGBT community, straight community, what they did in the past, what they did now, but that's just my take on it, you know. A big bag, she said she had a big bag. How other people feel if they got a big bag, if they took that as offensive, you know.
It is offensive to people.
Okay, well.
But you seem like you don't care about that. No, I'm not even talking about Charlamagne.
I didn't care. I just said the comment to me wasn't that bad because they've said much worse, and they've both gotten away with it. And I don't see how one party could be so like hyper active, and that's why you said I went off, but that's the reason why I went off in that direction, because she's always doing it. Whenever something can be tied to her community, her color, you know, whatever, she want to be the first one to say something about it and act like as if she's so oppressed and this and that. And then in the next video, she's posting about how she's a millionaire. She's posting about how she's
right, but that's why. I felt with you have personal issues with her, and it shows. Because everything is just about T.S. Madison, T.S. Madison, T.S. Madison this. It don't have nothing to do with the topic at hand. It seems like you're coming from a personal place. Like you know a lot about her.
If you say so.
I mean, you have to know all that, right? I'm sure a lot of people in here, they don't even know none of that shit. They're like, who the fuck? Okay. But okay, they say next. Thank you. We're gonna let you go, okay? All right.
I appreciate it.
All right, so there you go. So feel free to call in. The lines are open. Right now, I'm going to look in the comment section, and people are saying sensitive. So some people are sensitive, and some people are not sensitive. So smash like. Thank you, Jason. Smash that damn like button, okay? The people who don't care is usually not the ones affected. That is true. Because the caller, he didn't care about the big jokes. It was like, okay, who cares about the big jokes? Big people care about the big jokes, and people that love big people care about the big jokes. At the end of the day, every group should be protected, but your group of people have to fight for their protection, you know? Just like any other group of people. Y'all need to leave T.S. Madison alone. Well, Mahogany, why don't you come up here and speak then? Why don't you come up here and speak? All right. Love you, Queen. Thank you, Brave. Thank you so much. So should I go into the comments and look at the comments over here? So feel free to call in. Please like this video. We're begging for likes. How did I handle that conversation? What did you guys think? Press 1 if you think I handled that conversation well with that caller. Press 4. Okay, we're just going to say press 1 if you think I did. If you didn't think I did, then just don't say shit. How about that? All right, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to read the comments. So the first comment says, seems like T.S. Madison is using a big back comment as a way to bring up some other shit. This is giving real anger about something, okay? So people feel like the big back comment was something that T.S. Madison will feel angry about. Yeah, I don't know. The big back comment was for Charlemagne. It had nothing to do with Jess Hilarious. And let's ask that question. The big back comment, was that targeted for Charlemagne? Press 1 if it was. Press 2 if it was not. It was for Charlemagne. T.S. Madison wanted to have a conversation with Charlemagne because he came out here with those negative comments about big size girls. That's what she wanted to do. But Jess Hilarious, she intercepted and she said, well, hold on. She said, carving your face in, that's horrible. In the gay community, carving your face in, you can substitute with dragging. I would drag your face up and down these internet streets. Now, does that mean that I'm going to actually drag your face? No, it does not. Okay. So let's keep on going here. It was great to hear both perspectives. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I got some ones. That's what I'm talking about. I need y'all to be more active. I need to see y'all participation. I need to see the comments, child. Shit. All right, so let's go on. We have another caller. Calling from 626. You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about this?
Hello. My thoughts are, I think that Jessica kind of, or Jess.
All right, do you have me on speaker? Do you have me on speaker? Can you take me off speaker, please?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. My thoughts are, I think Jess Hilarious kind of took it too far today. The reason why I say that is because T.S. Madison already has like a lot of battles he has to fight. So I think Jess Hilarious kind of just put it to the side a little bit and kind of made her out to be the victim.
You feel like Jess Hilarious made herself to be a victim or T.S. Madison victim? What did you say?
I think Jess Hilarious made T.S. Madison to be an enemy. Like it's
enemy. Can you turn your volume up? People still have an issue with your volume.
All right. Is it better now?
It does. It sounds muffled though. Are you there? Okay, they just hung up. All right. So we're gonna go on to our next caller. Feel free to call in. We want to hear from you. The last caller, I was trying to make her out. I think she was saying that Jess Hilarious wanted an enemy, and I guess she wanted T.S. Madison to be an enemy, you know. Do you guys agree with that theory? What is it? Comment, let me know. So let's go on to our next caller. Or should we do another comment first and then a caller? Let's do that. Let's do one more comment. We still stand with Jess, sir. So you have people out here and they said, we still stand with Jess, sir. All right. So they called T.S. Madison a sir and, you know, they called her a man. All right. So like I said before, you know, people misgender, they misgender each other. Shit. All right. Let's keep on going down here. Their comments not going to get blocked or nothing like that. You know, they're free to express how they feel. Ain't nothing happened. But let's keep on going. Calling from 571. You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about this?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I just feel like Jess kind of went out of her way to try to make it a situation between Charlamagne and TS. I think that Charlamagne realized that she wasn't intentionally saying, "Oh, I'm gonna jump him" or anything like that. She meant, like you said, like a dragging. Like, should we get on? Because she does that on her morning show all the time. She talks about current events, pop topics, and if she feels like something's going on, she'll say something like, "We're windmilling in the comments" or something like that.
God.
So it was clearly a joke. They clearly have a good enough rapport. She's been to the show before, so she's a friend to the show. So I just feel like she was trying to egg it on. Even when he said, "Well, I just took it as a joke," she's like, "Did she put LOL at the end?" And it's just like, sis, like, come on. Like, you know it's a joke. He knows it's a joke. You just are trying to make it a big scene. And I feel like she did the same thing with another issue that was going on between, General Public and T.S. Madison, where she was kind of inserting herself into the situation. She made the whole statement of, well, who's going to protect us? And as far as us as like being like black women, and it's just like, you say that, and I think T.S. Madison mentioned this on her morning show as well. It's like on one hand you're saying, "Oh, protect black women. Who's going to be a voice for us?" But when your co-host is dragging a woman for saying whatever her issues is, he's showing no type of sympathy for
Hold
that
on.
woman.
Wait. Did you say dragging? Oh my God. Why would you say that? That's so horrible. Did you guys see what he just did? He's talking about dragging someone. You're talking about dragging someone.
Well, dragging in a sense of,
oh my God, that is so wrong.
Like
you guys. Okay, I'm kidding. I was doing Jess Hilarious.
I know.
That what she did to she instigated it. Yeah. She was making something that wasn't nothing.
Instigating it. And for me, it's just kind of like a situation where anyone who follows T.S. Madison knows that she stands for all people. She stands for women. She stands for men. She stands for straight and gay. She just wants people to be upfront, honest, stand 10 toes down. And she, and it's just like when you see someone like what Jess is doing, and kind of making it where it's causing like a dissent between the people. You know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to pull people together. You're not trying to stand up for anybody, really, is what it seems like for Jess Hilarious. It's like you're just trying to show the separation between the two. Like, if you were trying to stand up for women, if you were trying to be a voice for women, then you would have told Charlamagne that he was out of line for what he was saying. You would have said that, in my opinion. I feel like even if, and sorry to say it, but that previous co-host, Angela Yee, she would have told him he was wrong for that. Because you're generalizing a group of people, and basically, in my opinion, what he was saying was wrong too, because it's like, you're saying, oh, they just don't, basically saying that and how I took his comments was saying that plus-size people have no standards, they don't have any self-respect, and they
right. Can I say something? Like, anybody with common sense would see Charlamagne was out of line. Could you imagine, caller, if it was a white audience and a white person said, and it was a black situation, okay, let's take the TikTok, the lady, the TikTok. If they would have said, see, this is a black woman problem. Black women, this is only a black woman problem. They have no standards. They're so desperate for a man. This is a black woman problem. The black community would be up in arms, but just because you switch it out with a big the big girl group, because nobody cares about the big girl group. The big girl group are so smaller, and nobody cares, so you don't see the fight for them. But if you replace what he said with any other group, I think, certain groups would be more outraged. Now, if he would have said, he would have said it about the Jews, they would have canceled his ass. Okay? And for good reasoning.
Okay, yeah, but that's the thing. It's just kind of like,
and maybe that's what maybe that's what they're talking about, because more so the white LGBT, they're not having it. I cannot say that for the black LGBT because I'm still in black spaces and they don't care about black gays, and it don't seem like black gays really care about black gays. They're not fighting. like I see the Caucasian motherfuckers. And then when you look at these platforms, the people that are in charge are probably Caucasian people, and the white people, they look out for their white gays and their white transgenders. So they look out for each other. With the blacks, they don't look out for each other, and we are all each other enemies. So it's different. So, that's my take on that, because I know people feel like the Jews, they have different standards because they fight for their respect. They fight for their reputation. And I think that the white gays, they do it. I don't feel the same with the black gays. So, it's a divide with that.
It's a feeling of, for them, it's like they go out as, for the, how you were saying, like where certain races of gays don't feel like they fight as hard. I think it's because when you're a black gay person, you almost have to choose if you're going to stand on being black or if you're going to stand on being gay. And I feel like that's the problem. It's like if you stand up for being gay,
it ain't no problem. You better stand. You better go where you want it. Shit. If the blacks don't want your ass, you can't force them. You can't force them now.
At the same time, I think that as a whole, I don't see as much support from the black community towards the gay community.
You ain't gonna see it. You ain't gonna see it.
If you go on any blog comments and this is something about gay people and what's going on, the comments tear gay people up, especially when it's a black gay person. And if it's a white gay person, they usually won't say much, but if it's a black trans person, if it's a black gay person, and they are in some type of a situation like that where it's controversial and they need someone in their corner, the first thing you're going to see is a ton of comments that say, well, what did they do? And this is why. If it's a guy, then it's like, well, there's no real men left in the world. Where are all the real men? And it's just like, you're not even showing your fellow,
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
For your people, no empathy, and it's terrible. But that's all I had to say. Really, was just knew she was out of pocket. Charlamagne clocked her on it. I thought that was a very stand up of him to not fall for the bait, because that's what she was trying to do, and he knew that that's not what it was. And I think that he should be applauded for that at least, even though what he said about the plus size community was trash. I think it was good that he at least was able to kind of navigate away from that space, and it really made her sit. She really looked a fool. If you really go back and watch the clip, it's kind of like she was sitting there, and as he was deflecting from it being like a violent attack or him feeling like threatened, her whole punchline for it just fell flat. And I think that that's something that she might want to keep in mind moving forward, is like learning how to get off of that type of a topic when you realize it's not going the way you are hoping that it's going to go, because it really just made that whole segment seem very poor to me. It just seemed very poorly produced. Like, you keep pushing it, you keep pushing it, you keep pushing it. And he's just like, no, that's not what it is. He's like, well, is she your friend? Well, did she DM you? Like, why would she have to do all of that if it's something that two friends who know how they communicate to each other are communicating? It's like you went for it, it didn't work, and you kept pushing it. And I think that the continued pushing it was when it really just crossed the line. Like, it would have been okay if she brought it up, but then to go and to end it even with, well, if they do it, then they get away with it. It's like you have so much embedded homophobia and transphobia in all of those statements that it's terrible. But that's all I really have to say. Thank you for having me. I love the show. I'll be in the comments, making my little ones and twos.
Well, now I'm glad. Well, keep talking to me, because I don't got nobody on the phone now. Shit.
Okay,
So why do you think that she had to move it to a group thing when it just started with T.S. Madison and Charlamagne, and then it added with Jess Hilarious because she was standing up for a black man, Charlamagne. So she says, even though she took it.
T.S. Madison made it a group thing?
No.
I think Jess made it a group thing.
Just make it a group thing. Because Jess Hilarious, she just took the comment and she took it out of context. So do she
do what happened before, like that situation with that when Tasha K and T.S. Madison had their whole spat or whatever, and it was the whole situation of trans women and using cis and all of those. That whole conversation was happening. I think that for Jess, it's really just a situation of her thinking that GT doesn't want to see a trans person win, so I can make these comments, I can make these accusations, and all of these heterosexual, naturally born women are going to be on my side because they just don't like trans. And I think that that's what she was going for, was to rally up a group of people to start their smear social media campaign against the whole community of people. And it's just like, to me, nothing, you don't grow from that. Like, there's no growth from that. There's no joy that's going to come from that. There's no happiness that's going to come from that. It's just a nasty spirit. You're sitting there, you're literally trying to shame a community for one person speaking up for a community that y'all were suppressing on your show. And I think that if you are gonna, like, I guess in a way it's like, okay, well, like you say, she was standing up for a black man. And allegedly, she was standing up for a black man. If she really felt that he was being threatened, she stood up for a black man. But in doing so, you were literally trying to tear down an entire community that didn't do anything to you. Like, she literally, and even to say, well, why did she insert herself into that statement? While also, as Jess is, inserting herself into a statement. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I think it's also just to be controversial, to be salacious, knowing that certain triggers get traction on social media. And that's what I think she was doing. I think she was just trying to get some attention to the show. Maybe the ratings are dropping. Who knows? You know, trying to get people to pull in because it seems like one PR stunt or not. You know, on one end, she's like, oh, I'm on the show, and then they have this whole thing where they're like, no, she's not on the show, and then she's back on the show, and it's just like, look, I don't know. It could be a little PR where they're just trying to get some traction on the show, but I just think it just fell flat, honestly. I think that she went a route to try to get some views, and it didn't work.
Do you think it's a double standards with men and women today on what men can say versus what women can say?
I think that it's a double standard in what, yeah, I do, because I feel like.
Well, let me ask the audience. Do you guys still feel? Do you guys still feel that in today's society it's a double standards with a man versus a woman? Do you think it's still going to be a double standards? I think everything is double standards. I think nothing is really fair. I think that we're trying to work to be more fair, but I definitely feel like it's still a double standard, like with a lot of things and based on different perspectives.
I just kind of feel like with that being a double standard, though, it's kind of like, in this case, I don't think that it was about a double standard because I feel like if anyone has said it as a joke, then, and it wasn't with ill intent, like we know this person to just in a way jokingly like that, I don't think that it would have been received with a negative light by anybody. But I feel like in this case, she's making it a double standard where if this person's making a joke, we have to immediately take it as harm because she's trans. And I think that's where she's creating a double standard in that. But I think, in life, there's always going to be a double standard because people are comfortable with what they're comfortable with, and when they're not comfortable with it, then they don't have the same ease of mind. So, there's going to be outrage with anything that you're not comfortable with. But it's one thing to not be comfortable with something, and it's another thing to try to blatantly cause, like a uproar over nothing. Like you're basically standing in the breeze, kicking the sand, crying about the
Got
dirt.
it. Another question for you guys. Do you feel like people that have more privilege feel like they're better than? And do you feel like some tension comes from that?
I think the privilege and better than, I think that, I don't know if it's necessarily better than, but I feel like they do feel, like we say, like they feel protected in whatever kind of hate or whatever negative things that they have going on, they feel protected. I do think they feel more protected. I don't know if she feels, I don't know if she feels better, but she feels more protected.
Got it. I do feel like more privileged groups, individuals, they definitely feel better. That's how society has always set it up. That is part of the patriarchy society. I was just watching a film which got me thinking about it as well, where these group of individuals, they have money, they have power and they have influence, and they feel like they're superior, and society sees them as superior because of the such. And still today, if you, a white man, people say you are superior, you can get away with things that the next can't. So we still have this dynamic of, people with more privilege, they feel like they're, better than. And I think it's that fight and that tension is that there as well in that mix.
Yeah, but that's just like, I mean, even if you look at celebrities versus normal everyday people, you have celebrities who feel like they can break the law and it's just supposed to be a slap on the wrist, whereas if a regular working everyday person broke some of those same laws, they'd be locked up under the jail, never seen again. So I think that, yeah, there is certain privileges that certain people do get, whether it be from race or whether it be from money or whether it be from gender. But I think that in that, I mean, they kind of do, because people do let certain things slide and they do let certain people kind of get more access to certain things. So, yeah, I think that's true. But I think that it's kind of such a disservice to have the privilege,
but I think
and not use it
also that's where Charlemagne ideology came from as well when he talked about the big backs, because he have this perception that if you're big, then you're going to be treated less than. He have this perception if you're big because he feels like he's superior. And a lot of people that are skinny or average, they feel like they're better than a plus size person, So I think that is that. I think this whole mix up has a lot to do with different groups. You got a black man, you got a plus size woman, you got a woman, and you have a transgender woman. These are so many different groups, okay?
Yeah.
And they are all fighting. They are all fighting to be above one another, or they all fighting to have a seat at the table, and one group may not want the next group to have a seat at the table or to be protected as the next group is, and which you will cause a lot of conflict and tension if they cannot control their emotions, So it's interesting to see, but I'm going to put you on hold, okay?
But it's just like when you on okay.
No, okay. Yeah, let me put you on hold and I'll come back to you. Calling from 464.
One another, or they all fighting to have a seat at the
Hello?
table?
Hello? Are you there?
The next group to have a seat at the table.
All right. Damn. Are you there? 469. I'm going to click you, right? But can you unmute your stuff where I won't have to hear the radio? Can you turn the radio off, please? So I'm going to go back to 469. 469, are you there?
Yeah, let me put you on hold and I'll come back to you. Calling from
469. 469, are you there? Hello.
Hello. Yeah. I'm here.
Can you turn that radio off?
Yeah, I'm turning it off.
Okay, because I've been trying to reach you. Yes, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, hey, how you doing?
Good.
I just clicked into your show. I listen to you sometimes. I never really heard you live, but I just wanted to congratulate you on your show. And this topic has just got me over the top.
Great, talk about it.
Okay, first of all, I don't know how far y'all been into this conversation, but I'm just gonna come from the perspective that I'm just coming into it. So first of all, I think there will be a better understanding of what was going on when T.S. Madison made that comment. What was that she said about caving in his face? Okay.
It's like dragging.
Don't know what that means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what it is. Go ahead.
For people who don't know what that means, I don't know whether you don't have a gay best friend or you don't have a gay hairdresser or whatever. Caving in your face literally means that I'm going to confront you to your face with a reed that's so vicious but so embedded in truth that you can't breathe. It's equivalent to what the old school used to say. Like they used to say, "Oh, I'm about to crack your face." And I think Jess quoted that without really knowing what that meant, and she equated it to a physical attack. And that's what, so I guess if she didn't, if she was ignorant, she didn't know that, the average person would think that that was a physical attack. But that wasn't what it was.
Yeah, intention is very important.
And context is very important. And even Charlemagne took it as a joke because he kind of knew what it meant, but I don't think he could have verbally,
he ain't tripping off that shit, but Jess was kept trying to push it.
Right, and that's what makes people feel like she got this thing against T.S. Madison. Like, and I don't really understand what that is about. Actually, I do. It's a long story. Long story short, something else that she took out of context, T.S. Madison commented on it, and she didn't like it. Remember when that girl got online and was saying that trans women don't gatekeep women having periods or something like that?
I remember something like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but what people didn't realize about that was a trans man that was making a comment.
They said it was a boy. He was just in drag.
No. That was the person who chopped up. I'm talking about the original. I'm talking about the original video.
Oh.
Was a trans woman. It was a trans woman.
You mean a trans man or a trans woman? Which one?
No, it was a trans man. A trans man is
and tell them what it is. A trans man is you're born female. Okay, well maybe I don't know. Go ahead.
There's two different kinds of trans men, just like there's two different kinds of trans women. One trans woman is just a woman who doesn't take hormones, dresses like a man, conducts herself as a man, and identifies as male. You got me there?
I'm lost. What?
I'm gonna say it again.
Well, why can't it be a different name? Why it gotta be under one name? Shit.
Wait a minute. Let me finish. And soak in what I'm saying. One type of trans man is a woman who is born woman, who does not take hormones, who dresses like a man, looks like a man, but she identifies as male. There's another kind of trans woman who takes a trans male who takes hormones. That means her breasts are shrunken, her ovaries don't produce hormones, she has facial hair, body hair like a man, and she identifies as male. The woman who doesn't take hormones, she can still have periods. She can still give birth. That was the point that trans man was trying to make. But that one that you're talking about, she chopped and screwed and took that one thing out of context and was trying to put it like she was talking about females. She wasn't talking about that. So that's all that.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm kind of lost. I'm so lost.
Okay, let me put it.
No, because the more you explain it, the more lost I'm gonna get.
No.
Okay.
No. Okay, I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna just say this. You can be a trans male and still have babies and ovaries if you're not taking hormones. And you see what I'm saying? Some trans men, they don't take the hormones. They just look in their appearance as and live their lives as male. They don't have the reconstructive surgery and all that other stuff. Those women who just dress up like men and stuff like that and don't take the hormones, they can still have periods. They can still have kids physically. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Did that make it sound clear?
So I'm gonna re-explain it, okay? So basically, trans men born female have periods. They identify as men, but they were always.
Some of them.
Okay, let me finish. Can I finish? They were. Damn. Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling at me? Why are you yelling? Okay.
I'm so sorry.
God damn.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
Shit.
Like, relax.
Right. I'm scared now. Okay. So
No. We just have a conversation.
Yeah, but I don't like to be yelled at. Trans. Well, sometimes I do yell at people. They say I do yell at people. So maybe I'm getting a dose of my medicine. Okay, so basically, trans men born female have periods if they do not take stuff to stop it.
Correct.
Okay, but okay, that was just so simple. What I just
there
said,
are trans men.
but I already
There are
said that in that
trans men.
sentence. You don't need to add anything else. I said trans men born female will always have periods until they start taking medication that will stop their period.
You are brilliant. Brilliant. Yes, that's it. And that was what was taken out of context by that one who was saying
but
that,
yeah, she should have said, she should have cleared it up, because in that black audience, they always, when you say trans, they never think of born females. They always think of born males. So because of their assumptions, it will cause them to be misinformed and to take misinformation and run with it, which they're wrong. But at the end of the day, who gets the blame? Who gets the hurt of it? The person that's speaking, the group that's speaking. And your whole point is to get them to understand what you're saying. So you have to realize, if I was them, I would have said, I want to put you guys on game with trans men born females. They were born in this world with periods. They will always have periods until they start taking medication to stop it. And they identify as men. They are men. Men with periods. Trans men that are men that have periods because they have not took a medication to stop their flow.
And that was not explained. And that's when that one person, that one blogger, trans blogger, just went off and she started attacking women. And that's when Jess jumped in it. And like I said, it all came from that. It all started from that. And then T.S. Madison got on her platform and was like, y'all need to stop messing with Jess. She's a very pretty girl, even though she does have masculine energy, which that was just her way of calling her a tomboy. And if you have to be honest, Jess, she is kind of a tomboy, like in a TLC kind of way.
I think that, okay, I think
she's
that.
She's still a woman. She's very pretty.
Got it.
She's very pretty. There's nothing masculine looking about her.
Well,
there's
you know
nothing
what?
Masculine looking about her.
You know what? How about this? Because by you saying that, people can still take offense to that. How about just don't say nothing like that?
And she did.
How about
exactly? That was my hope. But that was my hope.
Don't say shit. Don't be saying, because people feel like it's backhanded compliments. So the best move is just to state your piece and leave it alone. Stop with all these fake ass compliments, all this pretty shit. Who gives a fuck about the pretty? Okay? But nobody.
Who is
it's like it's soft in the blow. It's like putting perfume on shit. Who gives a fuck? Okay? But yeah, I think with that
I get it. I get what you're saying. It's all about perception. And I think that sometimes perception gets twisted and it gets blown into something that is not even meant to be. That was my whole. I think the beef between if they them two
hold
sat
on.
down and talk.
Hold on.
If they really sat down and talk, they would figure this out.
No, how about they just don't talk to each other and they just leave each other alone? That's what I prefer. But hold on.
I think at this point it's probably best. You're right.
Yeah, ain't nobody need to be kumbaya. We're not gonna get along, and that's fine. Just you be in your corner, I be in mine. But somebody says, do you mean studs? No, I don't mean studs. I mean, well, can I finish talking? 469. I love how animated you are, but please, you do make the time go faster. But no, you have trans men that are men. They identify as men. They're born, females. They have periods. They don't identify as studs. They identify as men. And you do have trans men that do take medication to stop their period flow. So Carmen, I guess some of you guys may feel like, okay, if you're not taking medication, then you're just a stud. That's not the case. You don't need medication to identify as a trans man or a trans woman. You have some trans men, trans women that have the desired look that they have, and they identify as who they identify. So that's not the case.
That is said so eloquently. It's
Thank
basically
you.
gender and identity are two different things. It's two different things.
Hold on.
And you said that very, very,
Gender
very well.
and
Very well.
identity. Gender identity. Did you sure you meant to say that?
Gender is what you're born with.
You said gender
Yes,
and identity.
I said gender and identity are two different things.
You mean
Gender
gender
is what
and
you were born with.
sexuality? You mean gender
No.
identity and your sexuality are two different things?
Yes.
Okay,
Gender
that's what
is
you meant to
were born.
say?
What you came into the world with, that's your gender. How you identify is
Oh,
your
okay.
sexuality.
I get what you're saying.
It's two
Gender
different things.
identity.
And I don't think people really, really, really understand that. They think it's one and the same, and it's
Well,
not.
no, they don't understand it because there's no need for them to understand it because that's not their world. So why would they? That's not their teaching. That's not their upbringing. So you can't expect them to understand that if that's.
But you have to live in this world with people who are not like you. So why wouldn't you take the time to understand it? I didn't say agree with it, but you still have to understand it. You still have to be on this earth with these same people.
I mean, those are humankind. If you're expecting humans to do that, then you're doing yourself a disservice. They're not doing that. People don't even look up their own history. So I know you're not expecting people to do that goddamn work.
So my expectations are supposed to be low?
Because it's supposed to be. If you can have any expectations you want to, if you want whatever, right? But so you won't be disappointed. It's good to have realistic expectations for you, so you won't be disappointed. But if you have these high expectations of the world will continue to fail you, and you will stay being disappointed, and you will stay being angry, and you will stay being mad.
Well, that's bleak. That's a bleak way of thinking, but that's your opinion.
Yeah. All right.
I just feel like we all have to get along. We don't always have to like each other. We don't always have to, agree with each other. But there should be some level of understanding. And if you don't understand that, then then I guess you would have that kind of mentality because we ain't all just here by ourselves. We're not all just surrounded by the same people. We're not all just living in this world separate from everybody else.
But the reality is we're not going to get along. The reality is we're going to continue to fight. The reality is it's going to be continue to war is going to happen. It's war now. That's the reality.
So if there's war in the world, why not have peace amongst yourself and the people that you choose to be around and the people that you choose to work with and the people that you choose to neighbor with
People can't even have peace within their family. People can't even have peace within their damn marriage. And they choose, well, you don't choose your family, but you choose your marriage.
Like everybody live that same life? Everybody live like that?
No, everybody don't live the same life, but it is doing me a disservice if I'm thinking everybody is living a fairy tale. Everything is peaches. Everything is so peaceful. And that's not the case. And I asked the comment section.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you have to have some level of understanding of people that are different from you. You have to. In order to deal with your
But that people are not going to deal with it. They don't have to. You will want them to.
Okay.
That would be nice, but they don't have to. It's not a must.
So we don't have any goals here. We just going to accept it the way it is.
Accept what for the way it is?
Like the way you're describing it. Nobody's going to ever get along. Nobody's going to strive for anything different. That's the way the world is.
The way that people going to be getting along is when they have law and order, and they gonna force your ass to do what they tell you to do, and you gonna have to assimilate and shit, okay? And you ain't gonna have no rights.
You have to assimilate.
Yes.
Assimilate to what? To be in
whatever the laws, whatever the laws
Why do you
state.
have to have a law? Why does it have to be a law? Why is it just inherent in your humanity to be that way? Like, why you gotta have a law to say that this is how you're supposed to treat people? Like,
That's
I
not
don't
how
understand.
that's not how reality is set up. That's not nowhere back in history has it ever been that way. Can you please tell me a timepiece where it was that fantasy of everything was so peaceful? Please give me the time.
Fantasy? Why does it have to be a fantasy? Why can't it be
Because
a,
it's
why can't it
something.
Be why does it have to be a fantasy?
It's a fantasy because it's something that you want.
Us being able to vote, that was a fantasy.
To some people, yes, because black people didn't have rights to vote. So some black people did wanted that, right? But it was a fantasy to a group of people at a period of time.
But you said in no period of time has any of those fantasies come true. Now you contradicted yourself.
No, you took what I said. You said the people, group of people being peaceful. There's no group in time. I'm asking you, can you please tell me a group in time where every group of people came together and was peaceful? Now you brought up the voting, and the voting has nothing.
You never heard of the vote of the March on Washington? That wasn't peaceful.
But you're
that didn't bring about change.
You're over talking me. You're over talking me.
Because I'm asking the question.
I know, but how could I finish this statement? Because you asked and you're over talking me.
Okay, but could you answer the question? Was not the March on Washington?
But I don't work like that. You asked me
a question
about one thing. Can you stop yelling at me? Can you please stop yelling at me?
I'm not yelling.
Well, can you bring the tone down?
My tone is very. I don't know. I'm on the iPhone, so maybe it's magnified, but I'm at a very peaceful tone.
Okay. All right.
So back to the question. You asked me to name a time in history where blah, blah, blah. And I just
No, we're not going to do blah, blah, blah. What is blah, blah, blah? Can you, if you're going to talk, can you communicate?
You asked me, I am communicating. You still not answering my question.
You're saying blah, blah, blah. I can't communicate with blah, blah, blah.
Okay. The question you asked me was to name a time in history where there was peace, where peaceful things happened and it was changed. I said, have you never heard of the March on Washington? You didn't answer. You went into something else.
I couldn't answer because I was answering another question you asked me, which you failed to listen to.
Okay, well, I'm listening now. Could you answer the question? Did the March on Washington not happen, and did it not bring peaceful change?
Not to the world. No, it did not. It did not bring world order. But I'm not going to answer. No.
We're not talking about world order.
You said the world. You said the world. What group are you referring to? Yes, we were talking about the world. You said you want a peaceful world with everybody. Everybody.
I'm asking you a question.
Who is everybody?
I'm asking you a question. I'm gonna answer it again. I'm gonna say it again.
We this conversation is over with. I'm not going to continue to play these games, okay? That was intense. Was that intense or not? Lord, maybe I need to listen. Maybe I need not to do these topics anymore. Man, oh man. Was he very aggressive or was it just me? Okay. Press 4 if he was very aggressive. Press 5 it was just me. Okay. Lord, what the fuck? What the fuck? What is Lord help me, Jesus. Lord help me understand. I can't do nothing but laugh. Oh my God. It wasn't intense. He was in Okay. But can you guys name me a time where everybody in the world was just at peace, where everybody came together and everybody understood each other? Has that ever happened? And it hasn't happened, and that's why it's a fantasy. It's something that you wish for that you don't have. You've never had peace. You're fighting for peace. You're fighting for equal rights. You don't have it. It's a fantasy. Could it happen? Possibly, but not in your generation. You probably won't see it. But don't take my word for it. Just live a little. You'll see it. Okay? Oh, thank you, Gemini. Did I do good, you guys? Comment if I did well. Press 1 if I did good. I didn't lose my temper. I didn't go to his level. I stayed my ground. I stayed true to myself. All right? But that was very intense for me. I don't like that energy. It just felt like I was being yelled at. It just felt like he was just, how can I say it? He wasn't listening to me at all. It was just like he wanted this to be it, and he wanted to see things his way, and he wanted to force me to see things his way. And because I did not agree with him, he just kept on trying to get more aggressive and yelling at me. And that is not the way you communicate. You know, you don't try to make a person feel a certain way. Sometimes I do yell. I do. Especially when I talk about that Krishan. But it don't be like this. Sometimes I do yell. Only time I'm yelling is when I'm talking about Krishan ass. All right? You don't need that, Miss. I know I don't, Miss Bunny T. I need love, you guys. I need protection. Can you guys love me? Look. Love me. All right, let's go on to our next caller. Calling from 929. You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about this?
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hi, Gigi. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. You handled that perfectly, by the way.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give you your props for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So my take on this, I want to stay on topic. That situation that's happened in here, I feel like Jess intersected herself. And this is due from something that she's felt for a long time. People have right to their feelings. I'm a big guy, and I like big men, and I like big women. So, I would
90
say,
seconds.
Somebody was still offended, they would speak up on it. And T.S. Madison is a black woman to me, So, yeah, she has the right to speak how the way she feels. And it was directed towards Charlamagne. It wasn't directed towards Jess Hilarious. But Jess used that. It's like taunting someone. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you don't like somebody. Okay, I'm going to use this platform. I'm going to use this to just say what I really feel about her. So that's how I take on it. It's just her just saying, okay, this is how I feel, and I'm going to do what I'm going to say what I want to say. And Charlamagne just paid it, but this started from him, though. Everybody has to redirect themselves back to him. This started from him making that comment, which is very disrespectful to big people, because now, people have a right to feel how the way they feel. And if some people still struggle with being big. You know what I'm saying? They go to the gym, they do what they're supposed to do, things like that, but they still have. So somebody is going to say something about it, So I feel like this is directed towards him, and I feel use that platform, and she used that time to say, okay, bitch, you know what? I'm going to say how I really feel and say what I want to say, and that's how everything started from there. So I just wanted to say that. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I thank you so much for chiming in. I really appreciate you. All right. We're going to let you go. Calling from 747.
10 seconds.
You're live on the air. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. What are your thoughts about this? Okay, stop playing. Calling from 111 Anonymous. How you doing? What are your thoughts about this?
Hey, Gigi, I have to say I agree with that other caller.
111. Why do you stay trolling me? Okay, please. You just want to get under my skin. Calling from 571. You're live on the air. You back? 571. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I think the other caller, he started off on the right track and he kind of just got a little carried away.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really have much more input about it, really. I think, like we say, I mean, the world has never really been a place where everything is fair. We know that.
Hold on, wait.
Wait,
CC29 gonna say, I knew he was gonna get your ass, CC29, why would you say that? CC29, why would you say that? But go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say. It's never been a fair place. That's where we live in. You can't really go a lot of places and get the treatment that you really deserve. A lot of times you really have to fight for that. So I don't really know where you was going with that. But, yeah, you handled it very well because I would have definitely ended that call once he started breaking it.
Yeah, a lot of people would have went otherwhere with it. But, I try to keep my cool. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate your commentary on it. And I'm going to let you go, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Yeah. All right, y'all. Ooh, maybe I should stay away from these type of comments. What y'all think? Press 7 if I should stay away from these these topics. 7 topics like this, leave the transgender T.S. Madison. Maybe I should leave this shit alone, okay? Or press 10 if you think I should continue to have them. All right? Comment, let me know. Oh my goodness. I did not like the way it felt. I did not like that feeling. I really did not. And CC29 up here laughing at me. I did not like that feeling, CC29. How did you, CC29, how did you know? How did you know? Okay. 10. Okay, what did I say 10 was? Comment again. What did I say 10 was? Heck no, spice it up, 10. What did I say 10 was? 10 was, I'm going to do more topics or I'm going to leave it alone. 10, big hug, Gigi. Oh, okay. Listen, you guys know I say 10. I put a number. Moderators, what did I say 10 was? Please tell me. I done forgot already. I smell black women envy, black women versus everybody. Oh, okay. Malcolm means more. You think I should do more? Well, if y'all call in, y'all can't be yelling at me. I'm sensitive. Shit. I'm sensitive. So I will read other comments. So let me see here. It says, I smell black women envy, black women versus everybody. All right. So Private 9, I wish I had the phone lines up, but if you can put it in the comment section. And how do you feel when you say, black women versus everybody, black women envy? Could you call in about that? Could you talk more about how you feel about that so I can get an understand what you're saying? All right, so I go in here. Girl, get that skin up. Oh, Private said get that skin. Everybody not meant to have tough skin, Private 9. Shit. Y'all might have tough skin, but I'm not tough. I used to be. I used to have some real tough skin. But you know what? I'm getting older. Y'all know I'm getting older. And the more older I get, the more sensitive I become, the more things are more precious to me. Honey, when I was younger, maybe I didn't give a fuck. But honey, it's a work in progress. We'll see. Are you biased? Am I biased? I don't think I'm biased, but I think that everybody could be biased from a certain standpoint because I think you could be biased. I think you could be opposite of bias. I think you can take other people's fights on. But no, I don't think I'm biased. I don't come in a situation feeling like, okay, I want to be on this sided person. No. You should come for the God he started it with. In short, people stop looking at the excited delivery and try to receive the message, sensitive as fuck. Well, we live in a sensitive world, right? And a lot of people would say the LGBT community is very sensitive, right? So, hey, if people are saying they're sensitive, you just have to be more patient with them. And it's just as simple as that. And especially if you want people to be more peaceful, you can't force things on them. You can't be so aggressive. And everybody is different. Everybody's not going to receive things the way you may receive them. Gigi, I'm getting older and yet I don't play no games with anyone. People would take your kindness for weakness with divine. Maybe I'm in a wrong situation because I'm too fucking kind, okay? I can't, I don't know. I don't know, but I will read here in the comment section. Gigi, you were patient. Thank you. Yeah, I am patient. I done left and came back and his song gives attitude. Sensitive is not negative. Gigi, I love you, but yes, you are. Want people to understand you and not everyone can. All right, so I'm going to go here. I didn't hear what you said, but yes, you are because you want people to understand you and you're not everyone can. We appreciate that, Gigi. Well, thank you, Private 9. Tessa Tales pulling out of more receipts about Diddy. Child, yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing next, Diddy. Everybody talking about that Diddy, ain't they? Diddy. So I will read here more in these comment section. This here proof is T.S. Madison was waiting for her moment to go in on Jess. So people feel like, this was T.S. Madison moment to go in on Jess, but I don't think people have all know everything that went on. They don't realize that T.S. Madison was talking to Charlamagne about the caving in face, and Jess Hilarious, she took it and she questioned it, and she was making it something that is not because she did not know. And it caused a big mess, I guess. Or they can say that because C.S. Madison, she didn't just stop. She went above and beyond and she said more things. And maybe people feel like, you know what? That right there, that was the reason why she wanted more. All right. So this man want to fight a pregnant woman now. Good Lord. All right. So people still thinking that T.S. Madison comment actually meant fighting. And it was not, but hey. All right, so I think we're going to go on to the next topic. So I will see you guys sooner than later. And the next topic I'm talking about is Diddy. All right, so I will see you guys on a Diddy. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, The Messy Sweet Spot. And I will see you guys sooner than later. DJ, where you at? Hold on. Wait 1 minute. Now, Carmen. Now, what the fuck you saying, Carmen? Carmen, you says, yes, you want people to understand you and not everyone can. Understand what? What did I want you to understand? The only thing I wanted you to understand in this commentary was everybody will not get along. What's so hard to understand about that? You live that life. You live in a world that people do not get along, and they're not going to get along. Do you understand that, Carmen? And I want to know, everybody out here, do you live in a world where people don't get along with people? Or do y'all live in this peaceful world? Huh? Press 1 if you live in a very toxic world where people not getting along. Press 5 if you live in a world that's just peaceful and everybody you see just getting along and having a great time. That's the only thing I was trying to convey. Everybody ain't going to get along, and it's just not going to happen. Carmen, I don't see what's so hard about that. Well, Carmen, I guess, feels like that ain't the case. Everybody out here getting along. Well, good luck to you, boo. All right. If you get along, then you're privileged and good blessings to you. All right. All right. Well, I'm out of here. I just wanted to clear Carmen real quick, but let's go.